Okay guys, today or tonight's video we have this. Oh my god, it's the Atgames console. Who minging? It's got 85 games on it. It's a Sega Megadrive. But this one is the 2008 version. HD Sega Megadrive, as in the English version. Sonic, 85 games. Shows what some classic games on there. It's got a cartridge slot. It's got a save and resume. It's got the 24 GHz wireless controllers. It's got the Mortal Kombat fantasy style. Age 15 plus. And on the back of the box, it shows you some of the games that's in it. So why have I brought this? A lot of people are like considering it a piece of junk. But I've got it because the thing can now be hacked with new firmware. Or officially upgraded to new firmware. So we're going to have a look at this. Let's open the box. Oh my, look. An instruction manual. Using the SD card. How to upgrade the console via SD card. So apparently this is what you have to do. You have to sign into the web page and then download the update. Let's have a quick look at the actual console here. As you can see, it's actually got the volume switch, the reset button, which is the menu button, and the on and off power. It's got 16 megabit, that'd be nice. 16-bit console, power on with Megadrive at the top. No Atgame logos here. It's clean, but a small Atgames logo there. It comes with a power supply, 2 of these 6-button pads, wireless. They feel quite nice actually. Cartridge slot here. Unfortunately, it doesn't play them directly off the cartridge, it kind of dumps them to the memory. 2 controller ports, same as original Megadrive, so you can actually put wired controllers in there. Base and the SD card slot. So this is the thing what separates it between the 2017 version. You also get a HDMI cable, which is not bad, I suppose. And the other reason why I brought this one is because right now it's $37.99 in Argos, which you can't really go wrong at. So let's plug this in and take a look and update the firmware. And we'll be doing that in a moment, which will actually be tomorrow. But I'll see you in a second. Okay, so now we have it upstairs and it's the next day and everything. We've got the blue screen there. Let's turn it on. Games. Right, it's actually got Sega Megadrive. Now, what I've been reading is you have to download the update from the Atgames server. Once you sign in and register, you can download the update. And apparently the update opens the SD card. So let's have a quick look at this. So we can go over to that side. Scroll down, bonus game settings. This don't look too bad. These are the bonus games which everybody's complaining about because they're poor and shitty. Here we've got Sonic games. And then we've got alphabetical games here. You can see we've got some Master System with Alex Kidd there. We've got some older games like Arrow Flash, which is one of the first games I ever got for the Megadrive when it came out. Alex Kidd was one of them as well. Spent 50 odd quid on that. Arrow Flash was £50. Let's have a quick look. So we've got down there. Next page. Belanza Brothers, another 50 quid spent. Columns. Crackdown. I'm 2 seconds. What else we got? Anyway, we've got all of these, and if we go back over to the panel there, here, I'm going down to settings, about, might see it says Sega Genesis FlashBack 2010-18. Go for copyright warning. And it's for Genesis plus X-Core. As you can see, it's got the Megadrive logo at the top, not the Genesis logo. And what I'm going to do is flash it with the software which is on the site, on the Atgames site, because apparently you have to flash it to make it work properly. So let's have a go at doing that. Okay guys, back on the computer here. Now first thing you need to do is go to Atgames FlashBack Zone, and you'll find yourself here. And that was too quick. Flashback Zone here and here. Flash the little menu here, and go down to Firmware Update Portal. You can go register. Once you're registered, you can either register your machine or download the firmware. But to download the firmware, I'd have to re-register here. But all you need is email address and password, account name, which can be fake if you want to be, and confirm the password. Once you get that, you'll be able to download the firmware, which will be this one here. But it will be called something different when you actually get it. It will actually be called this. So, once you downloaded it, you're going to have to rename it to Sega Update. Now it says in the booklet you need to rename it Sega Update Image. But you don't. You have to name it Sega Update and make sure it's a .image, img. And the size of it should be 138 megabyte. And then what you need to do is transfer it to the memory card. So let's show you that. Okay, so I plugged in my memory card and it's come up with this. Right, so see, it's in there. Okay, so it's off again. I've got my 1 GB Wii memory card. Let's poke it inside. Okay, so it's in there. Now let's turn it on. Lights are on. Games. Yeah, I was filming this on the hottest day of the year so far, and it's horrible. Right now, when this comes on, you'll see what we're put on to do the upgrade firmware. So I'm going to go yes, which is pressing left or right on the pad. So yes, left for yes and no for right. Then it will do this. It will restart, and then you'll get this ring on the screen. Let's say installing update. And then you'll notice what things have changed. So let's get this to do this, and takes about, well, less than 5 minutes, but longer than 2. You have to let the bar go all the way to the top, and then the console will turn off and restart. And it will actually go back into the question of, do you want to upgrade firmware? This time, press right for no. Okay, machine's just restarted. Let's say it will ask you for that question yet again. But no this time. Then the game should start. And yes, I have the SD card showing down the bottom. Now, when you first do this, you'll notice 2 things. You'll have the Sega Genesis HD FlashBack, as in it's changed to American, even though it's an English machine. When you go down to the About, so you've got the newest firmware, but it will also show and what it's actually still plus GX core. So it's actually running a RetroArch now, by the looks of it. But yeah, it does work. But as I say, it changes to Sega Genesis. Even though it's an English system, you can see it's an English system. It's a 2018 version. You can tell this because it's got the slider. You've got the cartridge port for actual real cartridges. Got the Atgames logo on the side here, as you can see. 16-bit Genesis. The power light, SD card. It is slightly smaller than an original Genesis, but it's looking good. Now let's test some games. Right, this is Aladdin running off the SD card, and as you can see, it's actually running pretty damn well. With this new firmware, and it's official, so you don't have to go hacking it with anything weird, it does actually work. Let's see, jumping. No lag. No lag there. Not what I can really see. It's hard to do one-handed and play at the same time. But no, that's okay. Let's go back to menu. Now, this SD card is a freaking pain in the arse because you actually have to name the card, the SD card, properly. So I'm going to show you that on the PC in a minute. Now, the way you get games in, I've tried many different ways. I've tried games, new folder. Sorry, no, new folder's nothing. ROMs, nothing. But you have to actually name it game, G-A-M-E, all in capitals. Then it sees it, and there's Aladdin. Also, the names have to be all in a row, no spaces. If a space, it won't see it. You can use underscore to have spaces in it. As you can see, that one is found on the card. Now let's go back to the computer and I'll show you how to get the card working, and I'll add a couple more games then prove it does work. Hold a second. So let's cut that one. Let's put it into the games folder. And we'll rename this one because this is on games. But it's not actually in capitals, and it's wrong because it's got the S on the end. Paste.
Now what we should have is, this won't activate when you plug it in, and all the games should be in there. Now it's only a 1 GB card, and this was just for testing, so I didn't have to mess around too much. Right, so what we'll do now is eject this. When it gives a chance. We'll remove it, and we'll get back on the phone and show you what it is like on the Genesis now, because it's no longer a Mega Drive. Not with that new firmware anyway. 2 secs, we'll be there.
Atgames, it's got straight into there, and the SD card is still showing. SD card coming up. Yay, look. Now we've got Aladdin, After, and Aero. So let's play Afterburner 2 for a bit. If it works. And that is how you add more games easily to this machine. So let's go and put Streets of Rage 1, 2 and 3, Street Fighter, Contra, and all the good ones.
Okay then, I've got all my games in here and they're all named wrong. Right, but wrong for this, because they've all got spaces, they've all got bits and pieces at the end. So what we want to do now is rename them. The easiest way to rename them quickly is to get the bulk renamer utility. Just type it in, bulk rename utility. Get there, download from there. Download this, install it, and it'll come up with this. As you can see, the names are wrong. So we can replace space with underscore. Let's remove digits, system, digits and system. Okay, so they should all rename to this now. So hit rename. 36 will be processed. Yes. Oh, I don't know what about duplicate, but then there we go. Now in here they should all be renamed. Yeah, that's pretty good. They're all renamed. So just a bit of extra on this video. Yeah, thanks for watching it. Hope that helped somebody, because
it did say it does 32x games, but I don't know if it will. Right, put some games what I like on here. Castlevanias, Contras, Flashback, Splathouse, Streets of Rage. I don't think that 32x game shows. No one didn't rename correctly. Okay, so we're saying this one didn't rename properly, so it doesn't actually work. If you select it, there's blue screen and back again. But that will work if you rename it right. No, definitely don't work. Let's do some Herzog's Y. There we go, works. Streets of Rage 3 won't work either because it's got spaces. Okay, so let's try Streets of Rage. This will be working okay. So yes, after playing with this for a little bit of time, I've noticed, well, there is some glitches in the gameplay. Like Sonic's got some flickering and a little bit of slowdown. But is it good? Is it going to be as good as the Sega Mini when it comes out? Well, I hope Sega Mini is actually going to be better than this. But this was $37.99 in Argos, and I thought it was a good buy because it was hacked and everything. So it plays all Mega Drives, Sega Master Systems, 32X, Sega CD. So yeah, it's probably worth having. But then if you can hold on, that's money towards your Mini. So it's up to you. But anyway, thanks for watching this again, and congratulations on finding this last part, because this is right at the end of the video, because I wasn't going to put this bit on, but I did. Okay then, see you then. Alright, bye for now. Now there is another way to do this, but it involves using an actual hack where you have to open this machine up, get the INI files and everything, and then use a games INI creator thing. Let me just show you that. Right, skip back to the television. Let's go back into the machine.
Okay, so we're back into the machine. Now, if we go here to GBA temp, you'll find a Genesis FlashBack HD Games Manager. You can do all sorts of things, but it's very hard to get to this version. But this will let you actually manage your games much easier. You can add your artwork and your games and everything to the actual machine, but apparently you've only got around about 60 megabytes to play with. But then that does compress, but this is advanced. But it's just to show that it is there in this little thing here. And then open all games INI, which I haven't actually got. So I just done it on the SD card, and as you can see, you just get the things what look like SD cards in there. But I would still think that was quite good, because it saves the hassle. Anyway, getting back to this, all seems good. Let's quit the game if we can. Quit game. And let's see if Aero Flash works. Aero Flash was a great game. Played this one in tomfooleries back in the day. Spent my whole lunch money on it. Afterwards I brought the game, I think it's long since gone. Aero Blasters. This is quite good. Sorry about that glitch. Anyway. Oh, look at that. He's not dying. Oh, there it goes. It wasn't quite an R-Type game, but it was actually quite good. I'm not actually playing it because it's hard to play and hold the phone at the same time. I really need a capture card. Anyway, it looks very bright and very nice on this. It looks very good with the new firmware in it. So I think it's good to update the firmware. It looks much brighter on the actual screen. It's red. The phone is actually turning it orange. And it's fast. Okay, so thanks for watching this. I will see you again on the next one, I suppose. If
If you liked it, like it. If you didn't like it, hit a dislike and subscribe for more. It's a little bit disjointed, this one, but still, it's something what I wasn't going to do. But then, because I had problems doing it, I thought maybe somebody would like to know and help them out. Okay, see you all in the next one then, and bye for now. Thanks for watching.